Hi, Journalism 314. I'm Betsy Ross here, and I thought that I would switch it up a little bit this week as we wrap up this module that we've been going over the last couple of weeks on social media. I want to introduce Lauren Artino. She's a colleague of mine here at Game Day. We were also colleagues over at Fox 19, so if you're from the southeastern Indiana area, you may have seen her on Fox 19 as well. Now, she handles our social media, especially for Cincinnati People, which is a e-blast we send out to our clients every week. And what we do is we promote our clients, and we also promote some of the things that are going on in the Cincinnati area every week. And she also handles our social media for Cincinnati Fear. Cincinnati Fear is our esports program. And you all probably are very familiar with how successful the Ball State esports program is. Well, we try to emulate them, and we talk about trade secrets in between the two sports and between the two teams. But Lauren handles that as well. So what we want to talk about specifically today is, of course, the esports and how social media is used for that. But also, we're going to talk about Cincinnati People as well. So Lauren, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me. This is going to be fun. Lots of information to share and lots of really helpful stuff to share too. Hope you guys get a lot out of it today.
Yeah, I think there really is. So before we dive into the Cincinnati Fear social program and how you really help promote the team and the players through social media, let's talk a little bit about Cincinnati People and what you do for that.
Yeah, so we do a lot of local content. So you name it. I mean, we're doing a really fun food event tonight with local chefs. We do any fun events, all of the, especially Cincinnati area, Northern Kentucky, fun stuff like that.
And as we've mentioned before in this class, yes, we are heavying up on sports, but whatever you're going to do, whether it's in sports or not, you're going to have to use social media. We talk a lot about how you're going to use it and use it strategically. And I
Yes.
think that's the most important thing that I can get across to you is you just don't throw something out there just so you have content. My boss says I need 2 posts a week, so I got to post something. You need to use it strategically. Have a plan, what you're going to post to promote a tartar sauce day. That's something that we're going to be doing. Or if there's a special date on the calendar that relates to one of your clients, you want to promote that on social media. So you don't just want to throw something up there. You want it to be strategic. And that kind of takes us to Cincinnati Fear. Cincinnati Fear Esports is going to be promoted differently because it's reaching a different audience. Talk about that, Lauren.
Yeah, absolutely, Betsy. So the Fear, we have a weekly show that's on Thursdays, and that comes before and after a lot of our weekend competitions, right? So we need to be strategic, as you said, about when we are promoting, hey, we had 4 huge wins this past weekend. Let's talk about that in this week's show. And leading up into next week, here's what we've got, or even this weekend, here's what we have coming up. And there is a different audience for that. And before I even started with the Fear and with Game Day, I had kind of limited knowledge on esports, right? So I had to learn a lot as we were going. And I've learned that the esports community, especially, and this could be specific to many communities, they are very active on Twitch. And so it's been a little bit different compared to where I've been used to sharing social media for a lot of our clients, which is Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Right? So that has been really interesting and also really fun. We've also gotten into the podcast game with the Fear, and we're working on strengthening that. And I've learned from that, you can't just have, it can't just be me and Betsy every week talking. It's got to be me and some of our gamers and some of the guys that played in the matches, Steven and Emma with our Super Smash Brothers team. I mean, you've got to have an exchange of a lot of different interviews happening, or else you're going to lose your audience.
And it's not just gamers that you're interviewing. I mean, it's a lifestyle show as well. Talk about some of the other interviews that you sprinkle in.
Yeah, so we have worked with, and one of them is actually part of our League of Legends team. These guys are out in the house in California. They're doing great as well. but we talk about lifestyle. We talk about what they eat, how they, if they're in the gym, if they're even going outside, getting some sunshine, because the stereotype, right, is you think, oh, a gamer, they're sitting in their dark basement playing video games. That's not necessarily true.
Lauren, if you're giving advice to the students about putting together a plan, a social media plan, what kind of advice would you give them?
The first word that pops into my head is or first few words is to be intentional. And also to, and all of that under that, those terms comes to me like I always want the fear, any of our clients, right, to be represented in the best light. And I want them to be happy with, how we present them and how we might word something. Again, I want to be very strategic, but also not like robotic when I'm posting something. You want to have fun with it. If you can tell with one of our clients, they like to be a little cheekier with posts and have fun with it, then absolutely do that. So being intentional is incredibly important. And also, I would say the second thing, knowing what Betsy was just saying, knowing what your audience and where they're going to consume this is going to come from. Are they going to check this out via Facebook and then maybe click over on a link and subscribe to emails and get that way? Are they going to follow you on TikTok and Twitch and keep up to date with you that way? Is Instagram their main source of consumption when it comes to social media? So definitely those two. And honestly, you just want to be genuine too. People can read through that so easily when, I hate to keep using this term, but when it's like robotic and when it's dry and stuff, you want to be yourself. You don't want to try to present as anyone else. And the right people, your audiences will love that.
Lauren, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks, Betsy.